What's up, fellow K-pop fans? How are my fellow Orbit Dreamers doing? I hope you're doing beautiful out there in the Dreamiverse. In this episode of JJ Reviews K-pop, we're going to be checking out HeeJin's Vivid. I'm going to go through all of the LOONA stuff that I haven't actually reacted or reviewed yet. Just so you guys know, this is an early access reaction. That means it came out first over on Patreon. Just for $1.99, you get to see this way before its official release over on YouTube. Plus a bunch of exclusive content as well that won't be released on YouTube. So make sure you guys go check out the Patreon. Before we dive in, don't forget to explore the rest of the Dreamiverse by adding me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And also, like I mentioned earlier, we have a Patreon with a bunch of other exclusive content. Make sure you guys go check that out. All the links are down in the description down below. All right, you guys, without any further ado, let's dive into HeeJin's Vivid right now. So it's black and white to begin here. No color in the orbit yet. Ooh. Ooh, those drums have awesome compression on them. Wow, that kick drum and the snare drum are insane. I'm assuming her animal is a rabbit. I like her voice. Wow. Wow. Wow, I like that. That's very different. Cute. Wow. I love that jazzy keyboard. Ooh. I don't like spiders. She's pretty, very pretty girl. I love her voice. I love how she's got a little bit of like a cutesy thing going on with her vocal. It's kind of like a playful cutesy thing. I love this chorus. Wow. Wow, she's really beautiful. That random turntable in there. Cool filter they have on the drums here, and those keyboards are cool too. Do-do-do-do.
1, 2, 3. Oh,
oh, cool. It's like an oil painting. Wow, that's cool. That's a cool effect. That video. Ooh, I like that pink and yellow. I love that, actually. That's a really good song. Totally different from anything I've heard from LOONA, so it's interesting that that's their first release. I wonder, as the different music videos came out, because the sounds are so different, I really wonder how people took that. You know what I mean? For me, it's totally different, like compared to like, because I was introduced in with Kim Lip, And that's a totally different sound. It sounds like a totally different producer, composer, or whatever. Very jazzy, this song. It's got a very jazzy, kind of like a bebop thing going on with it. Those drums sound fantastic, man. They really put a lot of compression on those drums, especially the kick drum and the snare, man. They're just really super, super compressed. There's an interesting part in here, too. I don't know if, like, her vocal is, like, hitting the same frequency as one of the drums or something. The bass line's really cool too. It's pretty low in the mix at parts though, but there are some cool things the bass is doing. It's doing something like that. But those drums, I cannot believe how compressed they are. It's just like, wow. It gives them that really punchy feel.
Say, oh my God, yes.
Her sibilance, it's interesting. They didn't really de-ess. It's de-esser. It's a technique because when you're singing, that's part of kind of like what a popper stopper does, pops, because you get those p, p, p. See, what happens, I'm giving you guys a little bit of a lesson. I could do a JG rants on this. What happens without the popper stopper? Listen to the pops, p, p, with P's, right? P. You hear that, right? Way different, right? It's crazy how just this little bit stops those pops. Well, sibilance is the S's on words and the strong like T's and things like that. You want to try to kind of settle those down when you're recording. The reason being is they can be really harsh and can really like destroy a mix. So what you do is there's a couple different ways to really change that. You can go through with an EQ and take those wherever the decibel is and bring it down. You'll see it on a spectrum, like there's a graph if you have a graphic EQ. And you can see where those S's are coming through and you can bring them down. Or you can use a program called a de-esser, which automatically takes those out. The reason why I'm talking about all that, because it's really interesting, because I feel like they didn't do that in this song, because there are some parts where you get those strong S's. They might have taken them down a little bit, but you can really, really hear them. I noticed them a lot. And like right there too, they really EQ'd this song in an interesting way, because right there, the hi-hat is very tingy sounding. I'm not complaining about it. It's an interesting way to mix a song. See, and there's a part of her vocal too that's really interesting that they didn't do anything with that. There's a part where if you listen really closely, her tongue kind of snaps off the roof of her mouth right when a hi-hat hits. So it's like the same frequency. So you get this massive spike where that's happening. So it's interesting that they kept that in there because it almost hits you, you know? It's like right there. Woo! It really gets you. I mean, if you don't have like a good pair of headphones, you might not notice it, but interesting. I love that, man. Great vocal here. I really, really love how playful she is. And she's almost got kind of like an attitude, you know? She's being cute about it, but she's also got this strength to her. She's like, oh my God. Like, she's kind of, I don't know if I want to say being a little bit sarcastic about it, but she kind of is, man. I really like how she sang this. I love those keys right there, man. It's some type of organ or electric piano. Nice chords. Oh. They did a great job on this. I'm not going to go through it too much. I already talked a lot and told you guys some things that I think are interesting, but really liked the stopping right there in the music. I just like the choices that they made in composing this song. I think it's a really great song. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this reaction and a little bit of a review, and maybe you learned something. If you did, let me know down in the comments. Oh, I just did the thing that she does in the song. Try to listen for that. See if you guys can hear that, because it definitely happens. And like I said, it's interesting they didn't take that out. It's an interesting choice. It adds something different to the mix. Anyways, dreamers, I love you all. Dreamers, keep on dreaming. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, annyeong.